Hello everyone, this Coyote here. It is Monday the 15th. I wanted to come on and do a little of, I don't know how long it will last. Let me see if I can get this a little more natural. I'm going to do an energy send, and I know I've put several lines in the description. And I'm doing it for a couple of things that happened. So this is sort of the setup, but certainly it's really just said I'm doing it because it's kind of happened to me and things that I've seen, but also I'm sincerely sending this out. I've called in the Ascended Masters, not only the 7th ray, but the 17th ray and above, called in all great good protections that I work with, and seal the room. Oops. And really just inviting the blessings into this space to help at this time. So let me see if I get a little bit better. I have to order some things tonight, so let's see if I can get that finally right after all this time. A light ring, and a couple of other things. There's some essential oils I'm getting, and one of my cat harnesses I have had a long time. Hello, Deborah. That I've had a little hard time just fitting her, so I need to get a certain lightweight, larger cat harness for this cat. But some of the dog ones are too heavy, so I'll try to stay to the point and share a little bit of what's going on and lead you in. I did have something happen today, and I was having such a good day that I was surprised at my own behavior, and I felt very righteous at the time. I was waiting for a young teen that I was picking up from school, new relationship. So I'm driving this young woman to her school, her middle school, and then picking her up. And actually, it's a lovely, lovely family. But when the young woman was taking a long time, I felt that she was wanting me to go somewhere where that was not our agreement. And I was waiting by the curb where many parents and guardians are picking up. My car was slightly blocking someone's driveway, and I knew that there wasn't very many places to park at the time. And I knew I could move. The woman who lived there was pulling into her driveway. She had room. She could do it. And maybe a tire went over the other curb. I don't think it really did. But she had an SUV. She was fine and wanted to make a big deal of it. And I engaged. And she probably heard me or not. So, but that was like this evil kind of, it got very amplified and exaggerated. Again, with this other new relationship. So there were some shadow of false premise and control, and then sensitivities that were triggered by this, what seems like, what the heck, unusual thing. The woman had plenty of, she had room to go in the driveway. In fact, she said, you can move up, but I hadn't known that car had moved. I know that she was about to move in. She was getting into a driveway, and I was going to go in reverse because that person had just left. But she wasn't very nice about it, and I perceived that evil smirk, and I wanted to be 10 times more hideous than her, which I was. I was very good at it. So that sort of came over me in surprise. And eventually, the young woman got to my car. I did not go pick her up closer to the school building. Many things came up. I was like, oh, I really want to babysit this relationship. But what I will say is, it was a matter of a false premise. It was a matter of my energy loss on someone. Well, that person is from the God force, really quite insignificant in my world because I have bigger fish to fry. However, I lost myself for a moment. So this reminded me of some information that I got yesterday. And the information that I got yesterday was I had a remote view of several things. And in the remote view, I saw what looked like as if you were in a sci-fi movie seeing probably the inner workings of a matrix of society or buildings, and yet there were these floaty black things. And to look at them, I mean, they were almost like this, like if you, instead of yellow, those scrubby bubble commercials, instead of yellow, think black. And they were sort of like this. So think a square that has slightly rounded edges. And actually, if you did this a few times, it would look rather a cylinder round, but not very big. Probably, like an inch and a half one way, an inch and a half another way. But they were floating everywhere on different levels within this particular web or networking of what sort of looked like a city. They were floating everywhere, sometimes in groups, sometimes singly, and then they became sort of stacked on each other. Where if you think of a black Lego, a black rectangle Lego, the longer ones, and they have those nubbies coming forward. The black nubbies were coming forward, and they were stacked as if in an aligned pattern, an aligned formula. But some would come out as if you pressed it, like you pressed it to depress it, and it would come forward. They would go back and they would move. And then there was some single ones all around, and then that wall of stacked Lego style went away, and then the bots were there. Then it led to other things, but it was really very different and weird. And they were alive, and this is what I found out they were, because I shared it with another intuitive psychic person, and she said she sees them too, and they are a life form from another dimension, and they were sent by another evil style people convoy that are in relationship to dominance and mirror and into satanic and dominion style control. And they are coming or came as a response to the dark forces and alliances that are being cleared up on the planet. Know that they're getting rounded up, but they're still lingering little bits around, and it's their kind of a last hurrah to infiltrate the human flesh, attached to human flesh, attached to the body, and go into the bloodstream and into the cell for control, dominion, death, whatever they want to do. So it's really big sci-fi stuff, and it's real. And so I spoke with my friend, mentor, and her name is Paula Simone, and you can find her on Facebook and friend her. She also, she's very, very caring, and can talk with her for an hour. She works by donation. So we spoke for a while, and she shared some of her experience, what was happening to her. So I've got to look it up, and she suggested a Palladian knife, and I think of using either like a butter knife or some kind of fancy knife, like a painter's kind of knife, spatula knife, or maybe even something that looks elven in your own imagination. And if you feel something weird on you, wanting to go in you, you would take that implement and with your imagination self actually scrape it where you felt the attachment. Or you could also grab it, but then you want to take it and crush it. And you want to send it out to the cosmos, very much aimed for infinite mind to dissolve, cancel, and transmute it, because it is energy, but energy where it goes and it can't harm anyone, no one, it can't come back to do anything, harm itself, harm humans, harm other life forms. So that was kind of going on with me today, because I also, when I was speaking with Paula, I had felt that there was something trying to attach, and it was on the inside of my left knee. But it's a type of thing that will try to attach itself, usually to the outside of the knee, and go into the bloodstream. So these things will crawl. And I know that it sounds amazing and kind of stupid or woo-woo, but I have these experiences, and I'm sharing them with you in the event that you feel something, or think you see something, or you're getting unusually angry, like you just get fired up, like, and even worse than what the moment of that is, because that thing that's happening is also helping you to bring up any shadow of old beliefs, known or unknown. So I wanted to call this, and I know I labeled it something already, but to transmute the hidden triggers and emotional support, relief, and protection, and dissolve hidden the bot virus programs. So I'm calling this number one because I haven't done this one ever before, and the bot virus attacks are real. I got off. I went to Keepers of the Code, which is on Facebook, and someone was feeling certain things themselves in similar fashion, not quite the same way. So I did a comment there, and some people responded, and I did a long message back to someone who had a similar-ish experience with a different form of energy, but kind of a similar experience. So I'm just saying this from my Christ at heart to yours, from wanting this to come from really a place of unity, unified, where no matter how you may not like me or I may not like you in that moment, we have a lot more in common than not. We are on the planet. We are still in a human carbon unit. We all have some sense of God, however we envision that creative force to be. We all have some sense of wanting to be well and happy and rich and opulent and have the best life ever at whatever level we can conceive that and allow it in. We all are breathing the oxygen. However, oxygen has its components, and I do disagree with someone I met who said, "Oh, we weren't meant to last, over like 100 years." That was such a lovely, lovely, lovely man I gave a ride to. But no matter what, oxygen has some other components in it, the H2O that we do breathe, and aligned with a mentality and attitude that will keep this body in a state of everlasting expansion, enlightenment, lightness, and an everlasting rejuvenation, regenerative program. If we start having those conversations as coffee table, instead of shooting ourselves in the foot. So this particular umbrella of wanting to transmute these virus attacks, these viruses that also find us through our emotional anger, disappointment, discouragement, unworthiness, but especially that heated emotion. When someone else can trigger, we allow someone else to trigger because we've forgotten ourselves in that moment. And perhaps there's still some of that little not believing, not trusting, forgetting temporarily, just forgetting temporarily. So I get these messages, and I'm so trying to have these notifications not come on. So we're going to clear. This is about clearing unknown definitions that's linked with all these hidden emotions, especially again from strangers. It doesn't have to be. Could be old family programming. Could be a program where they don't really know that we've had the program. And I'm feeling like some of our stuck energy, it's like within our bodies, there's a web. Just like when we think of the matrix as a web, we may have some cobwebs in us that hold on to some old bits that we've somehow forgotten about that are there. But they're there again, if they are triggered, to have us clear up shadows so that we truly can expand and be filled with light, with breath and light and the goodness that we are. So this is for everyone. And I've got some music, and I'm really wanting that it doesn't get so let me disappear for a minute because I want to get rid of something. So hang on a moment, just a moment. Okay, thank you very much. So I put on some angelic music and did ask for one without ads. So I'll do my best to stay very focused. Give me a moment just to check back in and center, and then I'm just going to send this energy out. Again, it's from the most highest level of ascended masters, known and unknown, from all dimensions and multiverses. The protection of the I Am presence, 100% pure light, only that. not of me, but through me, to you, to receive. Just be willing, be relaxed, surrender. You certainly can put a bubble of Christed light around you and your chakras, the rose gold flame, the violet flame coming in to permeate all of your chakras, your human body, your auric fields, and radiating and extending all around you in all directions to infinity upon infinity, everlasting. So from my Christed heart to yours. If you're still with me and still there, and you hear my voice, just let yourself relax and take in the energy, however it was with you, and know that because of your intent to receive, something good will happen. The protection, the ease, the lightness, the transmutation, the removal, the assistance. It's more than what I can say in human words, but the energy is there. And if you look at this video again, or whoever sees this at another time, it will still be potent because the energy is energy. I wish that that was helpful for you and that you felt the love and peace, assistance from the cosmos, from ascended masters of the highest of rays, the highest of dimensions. And thank you for letting me assist you. Not me, but through me. It's really them you see, and us together as we go forward. The energy wants to be part of our energy to help us become them. The masters of the 17th ray and higher, 22 dimension, higher than that. I mean, they are our future. We are them in the future. But we can do all we can do to bring in that light to us in our experiences. So that life happens as if by magic, on purpose with our dearest wishes, and default program starts to be a thing of the past. Thank you so much. Have a peaceful night. Thank you for you. My little coyote heart just loves you, and I will see you again.